Now available on Tata Sky channel number 526.
Hello and welcome. This is Magicbricks Now and you are watching Property Hotline with me, Kavita Krishnan, on India's first property channel. We are answering questions related to buying, selling or investing in property with Ashwinder Raj Singh. Ashwinder is the CEO of Residential Services at JLL. He's joining me from Gurgaon. Ashwinder, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me on the show. Thanks, Kavita.
We already have Devraj who's called in, Ashwinder, with a question. Devraj, go on, tell us what's your question.
Okay. Actually, I'm Devraj from Rajnagar Extension, Ghaziabad, and I buy a property there. Now, what I'm looking there's lots of builder around the area, and the supplier has come more, and the demand is very less. And my property is in that area, so I want to know whether I should continue with my property or I should go for the selling. Because there's too much crowd in the area, and my property is also not achieving that price, which was expecting. I was expecting 4 years back. So please tell me, please guide me, whether to continue in the Rajnagar extension or should I invest somewhere else?
Yes, Devraj, the NCR market on the whole, and not just NCR, the whole market, the property market as such has not seen too much of appreciation in the last couple of years. However, we hear that things are changing. Ashwinder, should Devraj hold on to Ghaziabad or is he better off selling in Ghaziabad than buying somewhere else?
So you are right, and Rajnagar extension per se is a crowded place, and it is a affordable segment residential area. There are a lot of developers which have mushroomed there, and the place has not really boomed in terms of investor or return on investments, as has been the case in NCR for the last couple of years, and I don't think it is going to change in the next 1.5 years. However, I feel that after the metro rail kind of gets extended and the NH24 gets extended, which is a matter of couple of years, I feel there should be some sort of returns coming up and the property market appreciating from between 6 to 8%. So I would suggest he should wait for another couple of years, as he's already spent 4 years investing in that location. Wait for the metro rail to come in, the NH24 to get extended. I'm hopeful that in the next 2 years, things should improve slightly, and then he can liquidate and figure out a better place to invest in.
Ashwinder, what kind of appreciation can he really expect if he holds on for another 2 years and say these infrastructure projects do get delivered on time? What kind of bump up in prices can he really expect over here?
I don't think he can expect more than 5 to 7% on an annualized basis.
5 to 7% on an annualized basis, and those are the prices of Rajnagar extension for you. It is averaging around 3,035 rupees per square foot at the moment. Prices, like Devraj told us and like Ashwinder also told us, prices have actually gone down 4% in this market over the last 2 years. If, Devraj, you stay invested over here and stay invested long enough for the infrastructure projects to come in, which Ashwinder is saying will take another 1.5 to 2 years, then you would probably see a 5 to 7% extension, appreciation prices. And like Ashwinder says, since you've already been in the market for so long, you might as well just wait it out for another 2 years. Next, let's take Suri's question. Suri wants to buy a 3 BHK flat in Suraksha Marvella in Nyanapana Halli in Bengaluru. Now, he wants your opinion on this particular location and the project. Ashwinder, what would you say? This is not a location that a lot of people speak about when you speak about Bangalore.
See, the location is off Bannerghatta Road. It is a good location, to be honest. It is going to improve in the times to come. And the project is also good. So if, this project suits his, requirements, I would suggest he can go ahead and, invest in it.
Okay, off Bannerghatta Road, and Bannerghatta Road anyway is a market that is seeing a lot of demand. So you can buy into this project if it suits your requirement. Next, we'll take Mohsin Patel's question, which is coming through our website www.mbnow.in. Now, Mohsin says he bought a 2 BHK in Phase 2 NK Gardens in Taloja, Navi Mumbai for 2,400 rupees per square foot in 2011. He hasn't received possession of the property yet, and approximately 85% of the construction is done. Now, he bought this property as an investment and he wants to know if he should hold it or sell it now. He also wants your opinion about the builder and the current rate in this location. Now, Ashwinder, I believe Taloja has actually benefited quite a bit because of the spillover effect of Kharghar.
See, Taloja is still 15 kilometers away from Kharghar. It is not that near. And there is a lot of land available between Kharghar and Taloja. So I think once, some more development happens, Taloja might be at a disadvantage. The good part is that, Mohsin has invested at around 2,400 rupee a square feet. And currently the prices there range between 3,200 to 3,600. My suggestion would be, even if he gets anything between 3,200 to 3,400, he should sell the, apartment and then look at buying something near Kharghar, even if it is in that area, but not 15 kilometers away. So that's the drawback that Taloja has, according to me. And this developer is also not a very big developer, though I don't have greater details about the developer. And he can look at a more, a developer which has a better track record, has done more buildings, and, because all of this now is playing a great role in terms of appreciation. So if there is an opportunity and he can sell it between 3,200 or 3,400, he should go ahead and liquidate.
Right, look for a 3,200 or 3,400, look for an offer in that range, and if you get one, do liquidate. And that on your screen right now is the property index, the prop index for Navi Mumbai. You can see that prices have gone up a little over around September 2015 to December 2015. Prices have been going up steadily in this market. However, they seem to have trended a little downwards towards December 2015. If you speak of the Taloja market specifically, prices are averaging around 4,475 rupees per square foot. But like Ashwinder said, 3,200 to 3,400 should be a good deal on the property that you currently are holding. So if you get any offer on those lines, sell and move to Kharghar, where there is a lot of development in store. We know for a fact that Sidco is planning a BKC-like development in Kharghar, so it should be a good investment bet. We have Vikas who's called in now. Vikas, what's your question?
My question is, I have purchased a penthouse in Bengal Unitech in Kolkata for past 8 years. So far we didn't get any possession of it. I want to know what to do on this.
What possession date were you promised?
2010.
You were promised a 2010 possession date. We are now in 2016. He's already held the property for 8 years. He's been waiting 8 years for possession is what he's saying. Should he hold on or should he exit the property at this point in time? Ashwinder?
See, Unitech has 4 phases in Kolkata. Horizon is 100% complete. Heights is 80% complete, Vistas 60% and Cascade 30%. So it depends where does Mr. Vikas have his property. My only thing is that when clients have waited for 7-8 years, which is a very unfortunate thing, and they have not got delivery as per commitment, but after waiting for 8 years, it is always good that you dispose of the property once you get the possession, because the entire effort and patience that you have shown to hold the property will go waste if you sell it before you don't have the possession. Secondly, the entire customer psyche is changing. People are either getting into a ready to move in investment, or they are getting into an investment where the construction is more or less ready and they know and they have a line of sight to the possession. So my recommendation is, Figure out when do you get the possession. It is good that you have decided and you are clear that you want to dispose it off. The moment you get possession, you can dispose it off. And if you know that your possession is around the corner, you can start talking to consultants and kind of timing your sale with the possession.
Right. So essentially hold the property you've anyway held on for so long. So don't exit in a hurry. Hold on to it, at least till possession, and then around that time, like Ashwinder said, start talking to consultants and look to exit. Make sure you get optimum value out of that particular project, since you've held on to it for 8 years now. Ashwinder, also a word on the Kolkata market. We can see by the prop index that the market has shown marginal gains, and this is one market that has not really seen the kind of rise that other markets saw, nor have prices really fallen over here. So if you could tell me, marginal gains in this market, though prices have been trending down since December 2014. Where do you see this market really heading? Because there are elections that are going to take place in Kolkata.
See, what is happening is in Kolkata, the new supply has been restricted. Because the new supply has been restricted for the last, year and a half, obviously the supply-demand mismatch is kind of improving, and that is why you see a marginal gain in the property index, because the available inventory is going down and people who have demand is constantly there, especially people who are end users. Kolkata again is a very end user driven market. And as all of us know, it is no rocket science that real estate markets follow how the infrastructure development happens, how does the job market do, and how is the overall social infrastructure improving. And Calcutta, for some reason, all the three things have not been in line with the expectation of the public at large. So that is why it has been a very lull or a stagnant market. And if there are going to be certain green shoots, they can only be basis, some concrete action on the infrastructure side, social infrastructure side, job creation, etc. So if in the new election, the new government can figure out something on these lines, the market might take some positive signals. Otherwise, it's going to remain the way it is.
Right. So market that has been stagnating for some time, prices over here are averaging around 4,600 to 4,147 rupees. This is the price differential that you're seeing between ready to move in and under construction property. Let's take Samir Oberoi's question now. He's written in through email and he says that he's planning to invest in Manjari in Pune. Now he wants to know about the future of this location in the next 3 years. How much is the current price of units, he wants to know, in Kalpataru Serenity, and the future of this project. The location was supposed to come under the municipal corporation's limit a year and a half ago, but nothing has happened yet. Is there any update on this? Ashwinder, we know that Pune is constantly, like the NCR market, Pune is also constantly expanding. They're taking newer villages into the city limits. Is Manjari one of those areas?
So Manjari is upcoming location beyond Hadapsar. Currently it was in demand due to the IT park, etc. These are places which are coming up, and as I have said earlier, these are places where new job generation is happening. So this is going to be a place to look forward to. However, with new supply from Keshav Nagar between two major IT parks of Hadapsar and Kharadi, Manjari kind of gets edged out. But the project that is in question, which is the Kalpatru project, it is a high quality project and it is currently trading at around 5,300. Kalpatru is a credible developer and that is one of the good parts of it. So if he really likes it and if it suits his requirement, he can go ahead and invest in it. I don't see a problem in it, because I kind of also am looking at that the project is safe and credible and the specs are good.
Project is safe and credible, specs are good, but if you were just if you were asked to choose between these two markets, you mentioned that Keshav Nagar already has a lot of supply coming in on the way, and it is right in between Hadapsar and Manjari. So if you had to choose between Keshav Nagar and Manjari purely as property markets, which would you really choose?
I would definitely choose Keshav Nagar because the process of development started earlier there, and as far as Manjari is concerned, it is the process is on. They are still trying to get in the villages between the PMC limit. I think there is some problem still that has to be resolved, which is the water problem because it is related to the PMC limit, etc. So from that perspective, Keshav Nagar definitely has an edge over Manjari.
Right, so if you want to choose locations, then Keshav Nagar is a better bet. And if you can see the charts that we're putting out on the screen right now, Keshav Nagar is priced a little higher, 5,565 rupees per square foot. Prices have gone up 10% in the last 2 years. However, Manjari, if you were to look at, is priced is averaging around 5,052 rupees per square foot, and prices have gone up 5% in the last 2 years. But the project that you are really looking at, Kalpataru Serenity, is priced around 5,300 rupees per square foot, like Ashwinder said. So you are almost halfway there to Keshav Nagar. Now it's up to you to choose where would you rather go. Let's take Ashok's question next. He's written it on our website and he wants to know how will the infrastructure develop in Bhiwadi and Manesar in a year's time, and if it is worth buying a 2 BHK here. Ashwinder, would you recommend, having a 1-year horizon on Bhiwadi and Manesar, especially because there is an airport due in Bhiwadi?
So sorry, is he only wanting to invest with a 1-year horizon?
He wants to know what will happen over the next 1 year in Bhiwadi and in Manesar.
Okay. No, I think, these two locations are pretty good locations. If you look at it, the Manesar Palwar stretch of KMP Expressway, which has been delayed for long, is now going to be finally operational in 1 year. In fact, it might be operational within this year. So that is a very, very positive point for these two markets. Secondly, Huda is also planning a greater southern periphery road, which is going to directly connect Manesar via the Sona road. So these two developments are very major developments, and both these locations are also manufacturing hubs. So there are a lot of these manufacturing companies, some of the multinational companies which are operating out of these two places. And with these two infrastructure developments happening, this place will become a good destination to invest. It will always remain an affordable destination, and the best unit to invest in will be a 2 BHK. You don't have to go for a higher format or a larger format. You should avoid going in for a really smaller format. So a 2 BHK format can do really well in this location.
Ashwinder, which would you pick, Bhiwadi or Manesar?
Both are like quite, they are like they are similar. They are like twin cities. So it depends where your work is, and basis that requirement, I think both of them are equally pegged as of now.
Okay, both Bhiwadi and Manesar equally attractive. There are infrastructure developments in both which will benefit both the markets. So good time to invest into these markets. And like Ashwinder said, you've already identified the right category. You've identified a 2 BHK, which is probably the best unit to invest in this particular market. Before we move on, Ashwinder, very quickly, the NCR market has seen a lull over the last couple of years. We've seen, a lot of oversupply in this market. We've seen a lot of delays as well. But now there seems to be a lot of infrastructure projects across NCR, whether it is Noida, whether it is, Noida Extension, or Bhiwadi, Manesar, the Gurgaon side, like you just spoke. There is a lot moving on the infrastructure side, and I believe we can expect quite a few of these to be delivered over the next couple of years. Do you see the NCR market really picking up from here now?
See, I am sure that things are going to improve in the next 4 to 6 quarters because supplies got completely arrested. Developers have had a really torrid time in the last couple of years. People have understood what needs to be done. The customer has become very smart. And as you rightly pointed out, there's a lot of infrastructure development that is happening. The Sona Road, has come up really very well. Projects on the Golf Course Extension Road are coming up well. There is no new as such supply that has come up. New pre-launches have been really at low. So people are trying to build what has already been launched. So overall, with the new infrastructure development happening, and new supply kind of going down, I'm sure that, in the next 4 to 6 quarters, things are going to get sanitized. And, after 1.5 years, we will start again seeing some activity happening. This time, developers being smarter and more prudent in their approach, really looking at the customer's requirement, the customer's need, what is it that the market wants, come with well-researched projects, come with the right sizing of the project, come with the right pricing of the project. Keep in mind that the returns are going to be within limits. Those days of, your land prices doubling in 1 year or your apartment prices doubling in 1 year have changed. The overall real estate, fabric has completely undergone a catharsis. So I am sure that after a year and a half, things will improve, the projects will be in line with requirements, and overall we will start seeing, some sort of growth that has been, expected for long now.
So await better prospects on the NCR market. A cleanup is in store. However, when it does turn, it will turn and you can expect better returns from that particular market. We have Gulshan now, who's called in from Jalandhar. Gulshan, what's your question?
Madam, my question is that I have just seen your channel and it's giving us a great knowledge about the property in all over India. Now my main question is, I want to buy a 2 BHK house in Bangalore Electronic City Phase 2. And the rate they are quoting is 3350. I want to buy 2 BHK house for 1070 square feet built up area. Now the amount works out to be 35,73,000. I want to know what are the other expenses on this amount.
What are the other expenses that he will have to pay?
Like KPTCL, service tax, SUS charges, VAT charges. What are the expenses?
Right. So essentially, this is a basic real estate 101 question. Ashwinder, what are the other expenses that Gulshan will have to pay over and above the 35 odd lakhs that he is paying for this flat in Electronic City in Bangalore?
See, depending on the developer, depending on the specs, depending on the various facilities that the developer gives and certain statutory payments which are required, I think the expenses can always range between 10 to 20%. So, his 35 lakhs can go up to 40 to 42 lakhs. Is generally what the benchmark is. But, you can't answer this in specific, and, if he has certain questions, he can send an email to us and we can respond. But generally, it is 10 to 20% ranging between the requirements.
So he needs to be prepared to shell out another 10 to 20% of the capital value over and above what he's paying for the flat. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, because there are various charges that come up, and now developers are very open about it, so it is not that anything is going to be hidden. But the moment he sits with the developer, he'll get complete clarity. What is he paying for? Why is he paying for? And he has all the rights to know that. So we need to get down into specifics and figure out what is the base price and what are the other charges that the developer is charging. And they are developers, good quality developers are very open to this, and they will have a very transparent disclosure to the client.
Right, Gulshan. So if you are looking to invest in Electronic City or in any property across the country, what you really need to do is sit down with a developer and get a clear idea of what it is that you need to pay and what are you paying for, what you're being charged and what you're being paid for, what are you paying for, plus, basics like date of possession, date of delivery, etc. Get all those details, ask questions. Do not shy away from asking questions, because that is what in the end should, determine whether or not you want to invest in that particular property. It is a huge investment that you're making. So might as well ask all the questions that come to your head. Moving on, we have Deepak, who's written in on our website. Now he says that he has a shop with a built-up area of 400 square feet in Jogeshwari West, which is near the railway station. He's planning to sell this property and wants to know how much price he can expect if he sells it. Now, Ashwinder, we know that Mumbai is a linear city and anything around the railway station should fetch a premium, especially considering that the railway line is Mumbai's network. So, over and above property rates that are really trending in Jogeshwari, how much of a premium can he expect for this shop?
See, I think if I'm not wrong, the current rate should be anything between 12,000 to 13,000. So he can easily expect 50 lakhs for this shop.
Okay. And just, just to give our viewers a sense of how the commercial market really works, because typically when a retail investor invests in commercial property, it is in a shop. Now, like he said, his shop is near the railway station. What do you really need to look for in terms of location when you're buying shops, when you're investing in shops like this?
I think your question, you yourself answered it, Kavita. Finally, what matters is what is the kind of foot drops that are coming, how many people are, kind of crossing your area. Is it near a bus stand? Is it near a railway station? Is it near the, a mall? Is it near an office area where, what kind of footfalls that area kind of gets? Finally, a retail shop is a function of the footfalls that you get. So in Mumbai, you can't get better if you have something near a railway station, or you have something near a commercial office space, or you have something near a very thickly, densely populated residential area. And if these 2-3 things are taken care of, obviously your commercial decision of investing into a retail shop will not go wrong. However, if you take a long drawn, call and you invest in a place where office space has to be built up, residences are still coming up, metro is far away, obviously your footfalls go down. When your footfalls go down, the attractiveness of that commercial retail shop also goes down.
Right. One more quick question, Ashwinder. We know that commercial property in India typically commands a 10% rental yield at least. How do shops really work? What kind of rental yields are you looking at when you speak of shops, and well-located shops, like you said, which is in a densely populated area or in a railway station on a high street? What kind of rental yields are you talking of over there?
So rental yields would, Kavita, change for a high street, or for that matter, if you compare it with a shop which is near a metro station. But, generally if the shop is small, your rental yields tend to be a little higher than 10%. But if the shop size is bigger and your overall rental amount is also big, your rental yields hover around 8 to 10%, and they can also go up to 12% if the shop is small or it is really strategically located. So, generally it is definitely 4 to 5 times of what you get in a residential yield.
So not a bad investment to consider if you are looking to buy property to invest in. You can also look at a shop. You get 10% or upwards of 10% rental yield depending on the size and the location of the property. And especially if you are in a city like Mumbai, then like Ashwinder pulled out a laundry list for you, look for a shop that is located on the main roads, somewhere near the railway station or the metro station. Look for something in a densely populated locality, or one that is located near a commercial hub. Right, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Property Hotline. Ashwinder, thank you very much for joining us. If you have any feedback or suggestions that you would like to share, any questions you want to ask, and we don't answer only buy, sell and invest questions on Property Hotline. If you have any questions on anything to do with real estate, be it legal queries, be it tax, be it home finance, do get in touch with us. Write in through email, Facebook, on our website. You could tweet to me or simply call us live. Thank you very much for watching Property Hotline. Keep watching Magicbricks Now.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/MagicBricksNow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at MagicBricksNow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/MagicBricksNow.